Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in from. My name's Allison Ortega Toy. I look after community and education here at HeyGen. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you are returning to a HeyGen webinar and you visited us many times, thanks for being here again. Before we get started, I would love to know where you're tuned in from um, and what you're interested in creating with HeyGen. All right, as I wait for responses to roll in, let's see. Just a moment. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so if you are brand new to HeyGen, you are in the right place, my friend. Today, we are going to be talking about how to create your very first video using HeyGen. And so to get started, here's just a quick introduction to HeyGen. Our mission is to make visual storytelling accessible to all. So for too long, the ability to create video has been quite difficult, expensive, time-consuming, and for many, not even possible for all of these reasons. Also, the video content that does exist is usually only accessible in the language that it was originally created in. So at HeyGen, we're really just focused on breaking down all of these barriers so that anyone, regardless of their resources, regardless of their knowledge, can create professional looking video content, translate it, and make it accessible to a global audience. Awesome, awesome. We got some folks in the chat. Let's see, Whales and Palladium. Would love to see how HeyGen will work for training videos. Awesome. Looking to create content for BDRs and sales teams. Great, great, great. We will get into that today for sure. If you haven't already, definitely join us in the HeyGen community, and where we have HeyGen Academy, so tutorials, resources to help you learn how to get the best out of HeyGen. We have webinars just like this one and workshops. We even do community meetups. And in our forums, you'll find a lot of great opportunities to connect with other HeyGen users. So you can see what they're creating, you can share your work, you can ask for tips and tricks, things like that. Awesome, awesome. And if you're interested in getting involved, shout to us in the forums, submit your videos to be featured. We're always stoked to see what people are creating using HeyGen. And good morning, Robert from Louisville, Kentucky, looking to create e-learning and internal comms. Amazing. So while we're not going to focus on this today per se, I wanted to mention HeyGen, one of HeyGen's top features, which is custom avatar creation. So with nothing but a 2-minute selfie video, photos, or even a simple text prompt, you can create a hyper-realistic digital twin that looks and sounds just like you. So here's a few options of how I created different avatars. But with each of these, you type a script, you have them read it, and instantly you've got an awesome spokesperson for your videos. So I'm going to drop a link into chat here with more resources on how to learn about creating custom avatars. But for today, we are going to be using public avatars to save time. So public avatars are basically stock avatars created by HeyGen that are available and free for you to use across all of your HeyGen videos. There's over 700 of them, and we've made a point to make them quite diverse. So you'll see that there are avatars of different ages, different cultural backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds, even different animation styles. You can see some Pixar-like ones here, as well as hyper-realistic avatars. And so you may be wondering, what can you create with HeyGen? The answer is really so many different types of videos, but here are a few of our top use cases. So video ads, social media videos, how-to videos, brand videos. And then in the world of training or learning and development, a lot of HeyGen users are creating learning courses, training and onboarding videos, explainers, translation, and whatnot. I think one of the things that I'll also mention, since there are folks looking to make training and e-learning videos here, is that one of the things that's great about HeyGen is that it makes change management and adapting your videos for different accessibility needs really easy. You used to have to reshoot the whole thing, rescript the whole thing, or shoot in different environments. With HeyGen, it's really just about making different versions based on the different needs for your different types of videos. So I think it's better to just show rather than tell. So I'm going to start by playing a few different use case examples of videos that were created using HeyGen. The first of which is a social media video created by Oleg Campbell, who is the CEO and founder of Reply.io, one of HeyGen's customers. Reply.io is a software tool that's used by sales teams for things like, let's see. Yes. So Reply.io used for personalized email follow-up, outreach, things like that. But really, in the age of founder-led content and LinkedIn influencers, Oleg, their CEO, and his team wanted to grow his TikTok account, mostly with AI thought leadership content. So they did one shoot, they created his custom avatar, and then his team made and published several videos a day, which helped them grow his TikTok following to over 250,000 followers in just a few months. So let me play this video.
It's 2024 and you're still using Google? Forget it. Here are top 3 AI searching engines that will give you 10x better answers to your questions. Don't forget to save this video to not lose these cool tools. Number 3, we have Gemini. Gemini is actually an AI from Google itself. It was built from the ground up to be multimodal, which means it can generalize and seamlessly understand, operate across, and combine different types of... It's 2024 and you're still...
Okay, so as you can see in this example, this is a custom avatar that Oleg and his team created. And you've got captions on screen that were created using HeyGen. You've got B-roll or other on-screen footage like this that helps really just to deliver the message. And we will learn how to do all of this in HeyGen shortly. Let's keep it going on to the next one, which is a short video ad from the founder of Tomorrow.io. Their customers are folks in the transportation industry, insurance, government, defense, where having reliable local weather reports is actually super important for their businesses. So I'll let Dan, their founder, do the talking, but in this ad, it's aimed at auto insurance companies. So I will also include a link to their customer story if you want to learn more about how Tomorrow.io uses AI video in their business.
$10 billion. That's the annual cost of hail damage claims in the US in 2023, and it's only getting worse. Hailstorms are becoming more frequent, with larger hailstones falling faster than ever before. In 2024 alone, hailstones the size of baseballs fell during over 50 major storms across the country. These aren't just big, they're fast, falling at speeds up to 100 miles per hour and causing devastating damage to homes, cars, and businesses. For auto insurers, a single hailstorm can damage thousands of...
All right, so just like in the previous video, this video was created using their founder's avatar. So one shoot, many videos thereafter, and then a lot of the other stuff that you see going on here are B-roll videos straight from the HeyGen library and some of them from Tomorrow.io themselves. So we'll get into how to use footage like this in your videos shortly.
$10 billion. That's the...
Okay, and then I would be remiss not to include at least one great training use case. This one's kind of a 2-for-1 deal because it's training and it's translation. So this was created by a HeyGen customer called Komatsu, who are a global equipment manufacturing company that have something like 65,000 employees and distributors who are dispersed across 150 countries. So they're based in Japan. They make heavy machinery for projects like construction. So for safety purposes, they really need to ensure that their training is as accessible and as clear as possible. So in this example, you'll see how they've used HeyGen avatars and HeyGen's translation features to make their training available in multiple different languages.
In today's fast-moving industry, staying updated is key to your success. That's why we're excited to invite you to dive into Komatsu Learning Management System, your one-stop platform for everything Komatsu. LMS には360度バーチャルツアー、多様なオンラインモジュール、新機種導入に関するトレーニング教材など最先端のツールが揃っています。
aber wir stehen erst am Anfang. Als Ihre virtuellen Komatsu-Trainer freuen wir uns darauf, das Gesicht der zukünftigen Inhalte auf dieser Plattform zu sein. Sie werden sehen, wie wir Sie durch die Schulungsvideos führen und Unterstützung in mehreren Sprachen anbieten, um den Bedürfnissen unserer weltweiten Organisation gerecht zu werden. Of je nu leert over de nieuwste machines of geavanceerde systemen, wij zullen er samen met jou voor zorgen dat de inhoud duidelijk, boeiend en toegankelijk is.
Exactement. Le futur de la formation chez Komatsu est désormais plus connecté et plus personnalisé que jamais. Alors, n'attendez plus et connectez-vous dès maintenant.
Awesome, awesome. So that was Komatsu. Let me get to the next slide here. And lastly, one of our other top use cases are step-by-step tutorials and how-to videos, such as this one, which is part of HeyGen Academy AI Studio, which is HeyGen's follow-along video course that teaches all the essential features and functions of HeyGen's AI Studio, so editing videos. Pay attention, because this will also be your introduction to HeyGen's AI Studio editor, and you'll get to see my custom avatar in action. So I will also share the link to the rest of AI Studio here. And let's go.
Welcome to HeyGen Academy. In this video, the first in our series, we'll give you a quick high-level overview of the HeyGen Editing Studio. Think of this as your guided tour before we dive deeper into each feature in upcoming videos. Let's start from the HeyGen homepage. Click Create Video to begin. For a faster start, you can choose a template from the HeyGen library. In this example, we're using a learning and development template featuring the avatar Annie. Once you select your template, you'll land inside the editing studio. Here's the layout. There are 4 main sections: the script panel, the canvas, the toolbar, and the scene timeline. Let's walk through each one quickly. The script panel is where your story begins. Type directly into the panel, upload an audio file, or record your voice inside HeyGen. Once your script is in, click Preview to hear it back. You can highlight any word to adjust pronunciation, or click the pause icon to add natural breaks. Want to change the voice? Click it to explore different languages, accents, and speeds. Pro tip, you can also translate your script right inside the panel. No need to leave the editor. Next up, the canvas. This is your creative space, where everything comes together visually. Every script needs a speaker, so start by adding an avatar. You can select a custom avatar from your library or browse HeyGen's collection of 700+ diverse public avatars. Once added, adjust the framing to fit your scene just right. Now let's talk about the toolbar. Here you can bring your video to life by adding text overlays, media like images, videos, and music, elements like shapes, stickers, and icons, or even captions for accessibility. Each asset can be animated. Use the animation markers in the script panel to control when it enters and exits the scene. Want to connect your scenes with a bit of polish? Just hover between them in the timeline and add a transition, like a slide, fade, or flow. When you're ready, hit preview at the top. If everything looks good, click generate. And just like that, your video is on its way. And that's your first look at the new HeyGen Studio. We'll go deeper into each of these tools in the upcoming videos, so you can create faster, smarter, and more beautifully with HeyGen. Let's get started.
Sweet. And that's it. So I'm going to drop into chat links to a couple different templates in HeyGen. So if you would like, follow along as I go through creating a video here in HeyGen. I'm going to pin this to the top. So I will say that this whole tutorial, this whole exercise can be done without a paid HeyGen account. So you must at least have a free account. There are some features I might mention that do require a paid account. I'll point them out when they come up. But really, to get the best out of today's workshop, follow along with me. And also feel free to ask questions anytime directly here in our chat. We also have a Q&A tab. I'll do my very best to answer as many questions as I possibly can. And if there's something that I haven't covered that you're interested in seeing or learning about, let me know and I'll do my best to make the time for it. So let me stop sharing this and instead I will open up HeyGen and begin there. Let's see. Okay. Alrighty. So here I am in HeyGen's AI Studio. So let me just adjust this window a little bit. Okay, there we go. Let's see. All right. So here, when I log into HeyGen, this is my homepage. So I've got this left navigation pane right here where I can use it to navigate to different parts of the product. There's some quick actions here. And then any of the videos that I've created in the past are down here. So the way that I'm going to start this off actually is by introducing you all to one of my favorite HeyGen features, which is called Brand Kit. So Brand Kit is basically everything that you would need to represent your brand the right way consistently across making multiple videos. So that means saving your logo, your color palette, your font, your images, your videos, maybe even audio files. And it can be as easy as dropping in a link to your website. Efficient video creators, especially those who are being asked to do more with less. Maybe, you have a bunch of different competing priorities at work. The most efficient video creators don't start from scratch each time, right? They create systems that can help them scale, such as Brand Kit, which is a great solution for that. So, if you have a paid HeyGen account, you can follow along and complete these steps, or you can skip it, come back to it later. So you start by clicking the Brand Kit tab here in the left navigation pane. And then any brand kit that you've created in the past will live here. To make a new one, you just simply click New Brand Kit. And it's as easy as putting in your company's URL. You click Import, and then HeyGen will actually go and analyze this website. And it will pull any images, colors, fonts, or assets that it can find and add them to your brand kit automatically. You can also set up your brand kit manually, right? Maybe you don't have a public website or it's not perfectly picking everything up. You can also click Set up Brand Kit manually and simply upload your assets directly to create your brand kit. Here is a sample of what a filled out brand kit sort of looks like. This one has a couple of different HeyGen logos. It's got all of the different colors that are a part of the color palette. And then right here, we have a video that is like a logo animation. So we'll usually use that at the start or the end of our videos. And then fonts can be uploaded here. All right, let's keep moving. So that's Brand Kit, and you'll see how it helps with your video creation in just a bit. But first, if you are following along, I definitely recommend using one of our templates. And since it seems like we have folks in the learning and development world today, I will demo using our training templates. Let me pull that up right quick. Okay. Training template. So I'm just going to take this from the chat, paste it in. All right, so when you open this template, you will see that I have already put in a script and a couple different scenes for you there. And what we're gonna do is just fill in the blanks to create a full video. But let me give you first a quick preview of what this video contains.
Today's training will help you training goal so you can benefit or outcome. I'm Annie, and I'll be your guide today. Let's get started. When handling topic, always remember to key action or guidelines. Now let's walk through what this looks like in practice. Imagine your realistic situation. Start by step 1. Next, you'll move on to step 2. And then finally, step 3. Now it's your turn. If you faced a situation like different but related scenario, what would you do? A option 1, B option 2, or C option 3? Here's the best response. Correct action because rationale. To recap, always remember key behavior or rule. Head to Next Step to apply what you've learned. See you there.
Okay, so that's just a quick preview of what this video is about. We've got a quick introduction. We have a knowledge check in here to make it interactive for the viewer. And we've got just sort of a recap here at the end. So let's try and make this our own. So I'm going to log in here. And voila, now we are in AI Studio. So that is HeyGen's studio editor. I have zero video editing experience, okay? So if you are familiar with tools like PowerPoint, for example, hopefully putting together slides and putting together scenes in HeyGen is gonna feel really similar. So let me give quickly a just sort of overview of what we see here. Again, here on the left side is our script panel. On the bottom is our scene timeline bar. So this is scene 1, here's scene 2, here's scene 3. And then up top, we have a menu with a couple different actions that we're going to go through shortly. So what I'm going to do first is actually to fill in my script. So as you see here in the script panel, we've got these things in brackets here that indicate a fill in the blank, so to speak. So let's say today's training topic is cybersecurity, right? So we'll say today's training will help you keep HeyGen's systems safe so you can work stress-free. How about that? And then this is our presenter. So the name of this avatar is Annie. I'll actually just leave that. And then let's see, when handling cybersecurity, or let's say phishing, handling suspicious emails, always remember to avoid clicking links, forward the message to, let's see, actually we'll get to that tonight. Always remember to avoid clicking links, putting Now let's walk through what this looks like in practice. Okay, so this part is really kind of like the meat and the potatoes of the training here. So we're teaching the we're teaching the viewer what actions they should take if they receive a suspicious email. So imagine you're scrolling through your inbox and receive an email with from a sender you don't recognize. Start by okay, so what is step 1 that we want this person to take? Let's say step 1, don't click any links, as this could put your computer at risk. Next, so step 2 is reporting the issue to IT by forwarding the message to spam@heygen.com. And then finally, delete the message and block the sender. Okay, so these are the 3 steps that we want the user, the folks that we're training, the learners, to take if they receive a suspicious email. And then the next scene here is our knowledge check. So, let's say now it's your turn. If you face a situation like different but related scenario, what would you do? Options 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's say if you faced a situation where you received an email from your, receive an email signed by your boss, but from a suspicious email address, what would you do? Let's see. Let's see. Open the email and respond immediately. Let's see. Open the email, respond to your boss. Or B, so B is going to be the correct option, right? So report the issue to IT and block the sender. Or option C, ignore the email and do nothing. And so again, the correct response is report the issue to IT and block the sender, because this will keep your computer safe and prevent others from receiving the same message. All right, so let's keep going. Last scene here is sort of our recap of this training video. So to recap, always remember key behavior or rule. Let's see. Always remember to err on the side of caution and report potential threats to IT. And then this last sentence here, head to the next step to apply what you've learned, is a call to action. So let's pretend that this is a standalone training video. So I will actually change this to thanks for watching and stay safe. Because once the user or once the viewer watches through this video, they're done. Okay, so now my script is in a good place. And just as a heads up, if I wanted to preview the sound of the script, I could click this button right here and it would read just this part of the script.
Today's training will help you keep HeyGen systems safe so you can work stress-free.
Awesome. And so that is the voice that's associated with this avatar. So speaking of avatars, let's dive back into editing this video. This time, I'm going to actually switch my avatar here. Let's say, for example, this is a cybersecurity training video that I actually want to use for my company's employees in Japan. Since I want this video to be as relevant as possible to my Japanese colleagues, I might consider changing my avatar to someone that kind of, speaks to the Japanese audience a bit better. So let's do this by first highlighting in our avatar here. And then you'll notice this small menu up here that gives me the option to replace my avatar. So when I click this, you'll see any custom avatars that you've created up top, but then HeyGen's public library of avatars at the bottom. And so again, depending on what you're creating your video for, you always want to make sure that your avatar feels appropriate for the subject matter, the audience, the right language, the right culture, things like that. And so easy ways to scan is you can just simply scroll through and look, or you can use these sort of helpful tabs up at top. Let's say I were making a more sort of lifestyle-oriented video. I might look in this tab. UGC is a great place to look if you're trying to make a video that looks and feels like an authentic sort of social media content creator type video. So vertical, selfie, casual. Or if you're looking for something a bit more buttoned up, the professional tab is a good place to go for something like internal training or comms and whatnot. So in this case, right, I am looking to make this video for my Japanese audience or my Japanese employees. So I'm going to use this avatar here named Miu. And so I'll click, and then I see a number of different looks. So looks are basically different outfits and backgrounds and poses for the same avatar. And so you generally want to use multiple angles or multiple positions in your video just so that it feels the most lifelike possible. So I'm going to use, let's say this one. And if I have a paid HeyGen account, I can remove the background with the click of a button by clicking background remover. Super simple. And then just like I would in PowerPoint or something else, I can move the avatar around the canvas just by clicking and dragging. Okay. So remember at the start when we set up that brand kit, right? Our logos, our colors, our fonts. I'm going to show you guys quickly how you can apply it directly to this video. So by clicking on this brand tab here, I can scroll through any of the brand kits that I've created. Use this demo HeyGen one. And this is basically quick actions, right? If I wanted to add my brand's logo, I could do that really easily like this. Or I could use one of my favorite features of HeyGen, which is called Shuffle Colors, where it basically will change the colors of this pre-created template to match that of your brand kit. So boom, there's one option. Here's another option. Here's another option. Okay, let's say I like this blue one. I can say apply to all scenes and watch the timeline bar here. Boom. Now it's updated across all of these scenes. So in the next scene, I see this yellow that's a part of my brand. I see the blue and the peach colors. It's looking good over here, looking good over here, and over here. Okay, cool. So let's say I'm really happy with the look of this. Let's keep going after I add my brand's logo. So again, gonna go up to brand kit here, and let's do this one. So again, I'll resize it, reposition it here on the canvas. Maybe I'll put it right here. Okay, so next, let's talk about making changes to the canvas itself. So on screen, things like your text and your logo. So again, the topic of this video is cybersecurity. So let's say your training topic here, cybersecurity at HeyGen. And then I've got something else here that says, here are its benefits and outcomes. Why can't I click this? Oops. There we go. Your safety is key. Let's just say that for now. Okay. Let's keep going on to the other scene. So again, I'm going to switch my avatar and then I'm going to update the text on screen. So again, to update your avatar, I'm going to highlight, choose replace, choose Miu, who I've favorited, by the way. You can do that just by clicking this little heart button here. And then I'll choose a different look for Miu this time. This one, I like this one. I'll remove that background and voila. To update the text. Oh, see what's happening here is I'm trying to click this text, but it's actually a layer below the avatar, right? So the way that I can fix that is to change the order of my layers. So I'll right click and I'll say move back. Oops. And then there we go. Now the text is on screen. All right. Let's go on to the next scene. Okay. So this one, oh, I don't think I need this little circle. I will also update my avatar by highlighting, clicking replace, pulling in Miu from my favorites, and let's have her be seated. Remove that background again. There we go. And I've also got some text to update here on screen. So my topic again is cybersecurity. And let's see, handling suspicious, handling suspicious emails, avoid clicking links. Let's see, always avoid clicking links. All right, so this looks a little bit small. So the way that I can make it a little larger is I can highlight this text, and just like you would in PowerPoint, you can change the sizing here. I can also even change the text alignment. So maybe I want this to be centered, the font, the color, etc., etc. So, yep, this looks nice and centered now, just like this. Always avoid clicking links. Okay. And then in this scene, this is our timeline that's walking the learner through the different steps here. So I'm just going to quickly update those steps. So step 1, let's see, don't click any links ever. My IT team would be so happy to see me doing this. See next step 2, report the issue to IT at spam@heygen.com. And then the step 3, let's see, my script says delete the message and block the sender. Okay. Still with me, guys? We've got 2 more scenes here. And again, this is our knowledge check here, right? So we all know that getting the viewer or the learner to kind of lean in and participate in something interactive can really help reinforce a lot of learning goals. So in this case, we'll say, let's see, you received an email signed by your boss, but from a suspicious email address. What do? A was open the email and respond. So you open the email. I'll just keep it short here. B, report it to IT. Or C, ignore and do nothing. All right. And then here in our final scene, we're just reinforcing things. So let's see. Always remember to be cautious and vigilant and report issues to IT. And again, I'm going to make this text a little bit bigger, really drive that message home. Oh yes, and I forgot to update my avatar, so I'll do that as well. Let's say I'm running out of time here to make my video, so I'm just going to click change all, and that updates my avatar in every scene. I'll still remove my background. Actually, you know what? There are a couple different framing options for avatars too. So, you know what? I'll put that background back and show you this one, the circle one. I like this one. A little smaller. Okay. So here as well, we're going to remove this background and we're just going to have my avatar Miyu hang out right here. And voila. Okay. So next, I'm going to go over text animations. And so the scene where I think is most exciting to do this is going to be, let's see, where is it? Let's do this one. So remember, this is our knowledge check, right? And we have a few moving elements here. So let's say I want the learner to see the options presented to them one by one in sequence, right? The way I would do that is, let's say option A, open the email, right? Let's say I want this to appear on the canvas in time with my avatar reading A, open the email and respond to your boss. So I can do that by highlighting it and then clicking animate here in this side menu. And then I have a bunch of different options for animations and transitions. So let's say for this one, I'll do this slide. I can change the direction, so it can slide in from the left, slide in from the right, and I can also change the duration so that, you know, it can come in slower or faster. So, and then over here in the script panel, you'll also notice these little purple arrows in the script. This indicates when the element will animate in and when it will animate out. So in this case, I want it to show up at when my avatar says A, open the email. So I'll slide this to A, open the email, and then I'll have it stay on screen till the end of the scene. So that's my exit arrow there. Now let's repeat the process for these other options. So report it to IT. I've got my arrow starting at B, so it'll appear when my avatar says B, report the issue. And let's get a nice little animation here. What did I do last time? I did this. Okay. And then last one here, ignore and do nothing, which is generally not the best practice. Okay, so this will animate in when the avatar says see and stay till the end of the scene. Now, if you remember, this is a multiple choice question where the learner needs to take a moment to think about their answer before coming up with it. So what we've added into the script panel here is a pause. And this allows the learner a little bit of time to think about their response. And so the way to add a pause is to put your cursor where you would like that pause to appear in your scene, click the pause button, and then it'll automatically add the pause right there, and you can switch the duration of that pause should you need to. So I'm actually going to delete this one because I already have one here. So let's actually watch this scene in action and listen to it. Make sure that the audio cues or the script line up with our animations. And let's also make sure that this pause feels like enough time. So to do that, I will put my cursor over here at the start of the scene and click preview. Let's see what we get. It'll probably take a minute to load. And you'll also notice my avatar's mouth will not be animated.
If you faced
That
a
will
situation
happen
by your boss
mid-generate.
but from a suspicious email address, what would you? A. Open the email and respond to your boss. B. Report the issue to IT and block the sender. Or C. Ignore the email and do nothing. Here's the best response. Report the issue to IT the sender because this will keep your computer safe and prevent others from receiving the same message. To recap, always remember
Okay, so that was pretty good. I liked the way that my text animations came in with my script. I think that the pause was an appropriate amount of time to give the learner a chance to think about their answer. But I don't know if you guys caught it. I noticed that my avatar was pronouncing the word IT as it instead of IT. So let me go quickly over how to update pronunciation and make sure that you get that perfect delivery. It's super easy. So you just simply highlight the word here, click pronunciation, and then you can type in the phonetic pronunciation. So IT, let's preview it. Oops. IT. Okay, so hopefully this should be fixed. So what I just did there was highlight the word, adjust the pronunciation here, and that should apply not just to this time that I'm using IT, but everywhere, right? So the way that you can see that is this is italicized here, meaning that it should be corrected. And see, this word is, I don't want this to be pronounced as IT. So I will need to remove it. Let's see how this sounds. Let's just preview this.
an email signed by your boss, but from a suspicious email address, what would you do? A. Open the email and respond to your boss. B. Report the issue to IT and block the sender. Or C. Ignore the
Yay.
email and do nothing. Here's the best response. Report the issue to IT and block the sender.
Okay, great. So we fixed our pronunciation issue there. Awesome, awesome. And then let's see, we got 15 minutes left. So let's keep going, guys. Here in this last scene, if you remember, this is
To recap, always remember to err on the side of caution.
a video in the background, right? So adding video to your video, ironically, can help to make it feel more dynamic, feel more engaging, and especially if you're creating training content, keep engaging that viewer, that learner. In this case, I feel like this image is maybe not the perfect fit for this particular training video, right? We're training on security and cybersecurity and email phishing, but this kind of looks like somebody filling out like a financial spreadsheet. So I'm going to replace this with another video from HeyGen's stock library. So to do that, I will highlight this video that I don't want anymore and just simply delete it. And then I'll go over to the media tab here and I'll search for a replacement. So here in the media tab is a very large stock library of video, of images, of music, but you can also upload your own assets if you need something more specific. So in this case, I'm looking for a video and I want it to evoke cybersecurity. So I'm actually just going to search that and see what I find. And here you can highlight or sorry, hover to see the video as a preview. Ooh, look at that one. It's got like a lock here that kind of evokes the idea of cybersecurity. So I'll use that. I'll click it, it will load, and then I can move it around the canvas and adjust it like this, or to automatically make it my background, I'll choose set as background, and voila, there it is in the back of the video behind all of my other layers. And in the instance that this video, I want it to just play on loop, right? So for example, if the script is too short, or shorter than the length of this video, I can also adjust things like its volume or its playback. So at the end, let's loop it. All right. I see a question in the chat really quick from Robert, who is asking, when editing the script for more natural audio, can you also modify the overall gestures, position, or acting of the avatar as well? Great question, Robert, and I'm so glad you asked. Yes. So this is one of the things that I think HeyGen is particularly good at, which is giving you fine-tuned control over your avatar's emotions and gestures and whatnot. One feature I will let you know about is called gesture control. This is only compatible with custom avatars. So if you make your own avatar, you can upload a video to create that avatar that includes different gestures, like a peace sign or a wave or something like that. And then you can actually, just in the same way that we did with text animations, you can trigger your avatar to make different gestures in time with your script. So just for the sake of example, I will show, let's see. How about this? Let's, in this scene, hi, I'm Miyu, and I'll be your guide today. Let's actually switch my avatar to one that I created with gestures, so I can give you guys a preview of what this looks like. It's not the best picture of me, but that's okay. All right, and so here, just like I did with pronunciation, I can highlight where I want the gesture to appear in the script and then trigger it. So I'll double click the name. As you can see here, because I've uploaded an avatar that has gestures and annotated them, I can choose the gesture here. So let's say I'll do the peace sign. And now you see in the script, it's got that gesture marker. So let's preview and see how this works.
I'm Miyu, and I'll be your guide today. Let's get started.
Okay. Can't preview the gesture right now, but when we generate, I'm sure you'll see it. Also, I noticed that it's using the voice of this avatar. Let's say I want to actually keep it the same voice as Miyu in the other scenes. I can do that by clicking right here, which is the voice, see this little sound wave, and changing it to any voice in the HeyGen library. So we could use something silly and different if we wanted to. We could search for particular voices. We could use ones from our own library. Let's see, I'll use this one for now. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Robert. And yes, also, Sunny just put in a link to gesture control, which is a great way to learn more about this feature. Another way that you can also control sort of the acting of the avatar is by changing its voice settings. So let's say here at the end, I want my avatar to sound even more excited. One of the things that I can use is our feature Voice Director. So you click this, and you can choose a different emotion down here, or you can write your own prompt if you want something really specific. And so basically a prompt is basically instructions, text-based instructions that we're giving the AI to create something in a different way. So in this case, let's say I want Miyu to sound highly enthusiastic, exuberant, and vibrant. I'll apply to this scene. And then let's give it a quick preview to see how that sounds. Oh, did it not?
To recap, always remember to err on the side of caution and report potential threats to IT. Thanks for watching and stay safe.
Okay, I like that. So if you notice, her voice was a little bit more enthusiastic, a little more excited than the other scenes. So great question, Robert, because changing the sort of using Voice Director to change the emotional tone of the voice helps to give it that dynamism that makes it feel more lifelike and less robotic. Okay, so last thing I'll go over, guys, here is transitions, and then we'll get to translation. So for transitions, this is basically what's happening in between the scenes to make for a cool and polished looking scene change. So to change the transition between scenes, I'm just going to highlight or hover between the two scenes in the timeline here, add a transition. Let's see, which one do I like this one. Let's do up, and I'm going to apply this to all of my scenes. All right, so before I hit generate, let's give this thing a quick preview from the very start and see if we've got everything right. Oh, you know what? Given the time, I'm just going to generate so that I can show the translation. So cybersecurity, submit. All right, so when you submit, your video starts generating. So it's going to create a version of this where my avatar's lips and gestures are fully present in the video, and all of the text animations and the transitions that we just worked on will be visible. So this is going to take a little while to process. So while I wait for that, I'm going to pop back into the chat and answer a question here. Again, another good one from Robert asking, with the third-party voice option, can you use different applications such as Natural Reader, or are the two listed the only ones available? You know, Robert, to be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with natural readers, but third-party voices, what this basically is if you use a separate provider such as ElevenLabs or Cartesia to create a voice clone, right? You know, you can integrate that voice clone into HeyGen. Many people may ask, hey, what's the difference between creating a voice in a third-party service versus just creating it natively in HeyGen? And the answer is not super straightforward. It kind of depends, right? When you create a voice natively in HeyGen, I believe that the voice engine that powers it is called ElevenLabs. If you create it natively in ElevenLabs, you might have more sort of like fine-tuned options, like you know, enhancing the voice or adding sort of like natural rhythm to it. Maybe Natural Reader is a part of this too. I'm not 100% sure. What I can show, and let's see how this video is generating. Okay, we're moving along. What I can show in a moment are captions, which can definitely help with accessibility needs in videos as well. Let's see. Okay, so this is still loading, but let's get translation going. Okay, still moving along. Let me check the chat again, see if there are any questions from YouTube. Okay. Over on YouTube, Randolph is asking yo con mi cuenta personal de HeyGen puedo hacer avatar de otras personas. The question is, can I make avatars of other people from my personal HeyGen account? Great question. We take security in very, very seriously here at HeyGen. So the answer generally is no, you cannot create a hyper-realistic avatar of somebody other than yourself. So if you remember seeing my avatar in some of the example videos, right? When I created this avatar, what I had to do was upload 2 minutes, 2 continuous minutes of me just speaking regularly and naturally to train the HeyGen model on that information and replicate it to make a digital twin, right? Before I was able to submit that for review, I also had to walk through a live sort of consent flow. This is basically, on your computer, your webcam turns on, you're asked to read a quick few lines of text, like, I, Allison, authorize HeyGen to to create a realistic avatar of myself. You click submit. That video is then analyzed by HeyGen to ensure that it matches the likeness of the person who you're creating the avatar for, right? So this is to avoid random people creating an avatar of a politician, of a celebrity, or something like that, and creating a video that impersonates them. The only sort of exception to that rule is if you have a HeyGen enterprise account and you're creating content on behalf of your clients, you are able to collect consent from them remotely. So they don't have to be the one in front of the camera creating the video as you do it. They can be remote, but they still do need to go through that that verification. Okay, let's see if this has finished. Oh my God, taking so long. Let's see, let's look. Okay, looking at chat again. Natural readers somewhere, but I don't know. Let's see. I'm not 100% sure about that question, Robert, but I will try and look into it and shoot you a message afterwards. Okay, here in just the final minutes. Oh, it's just taking so long. In the meantime, got a great question from Ricky, who is asking, if I make a custom avatar, can it be used by anyone that has a HeyGen account? How is that data used? Great question, Ricky. The answer is no. If you create a custom avatar, it is accessible only in your workspace or in your team's workspace if you have multiple users. The reason that is not everybody has permission to use your personal avatar however they want. And so it's only accessible from within your account. Let's see. Another great question from Ricky. I'm an avid Canva user. Can you speak to the compatibility of the two platforms? Yes. So we actually do have an integration with Canva right now that allows you to bring sort of hyper-realistic avatars or HeyGen's public avatars into Canva presentations and designs. I or Sunny will drop a link into chat with more information about the Canva integration. Okay. Oh my God, this is so sad. We are at time. Let's see if this video has loaded.
Today's training will help you keep HeyGen systems safe so you can work stress-free.
I'm Miyu and I'll be your guide today. Let's get started.
When handling suspicious emails, always remember.
Oh yeah, see, it's not fully generated yet. Oh, come on, HeyGen, you're embarrassing me.
Today's training will help you keep HeyGen's system safe so you can work stress-free.
I'm Miyu and I'll be your guide today. Let's get started.
When handling suspicious emails, always remember to avoid clicking links and putting yourself at risk. Now let's walk through what this looks like in practice. Imagine you're scrolling through your inbox and receive a suspicious-looking email from a sender you don't recognize.
Oh no. Oh, we've had so many internet problems here at the office, so I'm sorry, guys. Looks like we are just about out of time here, and I don't think I'll be able to preview the whole video, but trust that it looks exactly as it appeared when we created it. Let's see. Last thing I'll say is, pretending this were the finished video, the way that you could translate it is to simply go to this Translate tab here, select the language that you want to translate to, and then you can select Translate the script or also translate the text on canvas, right? So remember all of the on-screen elements like during the knowledge check and whatnot, if those were originally created using HeyGen, when you translate using our translation feature, it'll also update all of those. So you click Translate, and here from a previous demo is a version of this video that is translated. So as you can see here, the script panel is completely updated. Most of the on-screen text also got updated here, and you can edit it and adjust it as you would any other script. Alrighty, I think that is all we have time for today, guys. Sorry that we weren't able to get that last moment finished, but I hope that regardless, whether you're a new HeyGen user or somebody who has been using us for a while, hope you learned something from today's presentation, today's workshop. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please keep connecting with us in the HeyGen Community Hub and beyond, as we'd love to see what you create using HeyGen. Thanks so much again, everyone. Have a great day, have a great night, and we